There's obviously something that just if you want to go for the competitive niche, like you actually have to be like fucking, you have to be there. Like you have to be like Dota. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Dota, like if you talk to a person who plays Dota, like they are the most elitist asshole of all time. Right?
Yeah.
Like
League doesn't take skill.
Yeah, and it's like okay, bro, we get it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That's basically what Halo used to be to Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, people used to be like, oh, yeah, I play Halo. And they're like, oh, well, I'm on kind of everything. They're like, fuck you. Anyone can play that fucking shitty game, you piece of shit. Right? And that's how we work.
It's like the perfect analogy. You know how perfect it is? It's perfect down to the fact that Dota 2 championships were held in Benaroya Hall. And League of Legends is having their championships in the Staples Center. And Halo had their championships in Benaroya Hall, just like Dota, and Call of Duty has their own convention for COD XP, like,
and that's Worlds.
Yeah,
all Worlds. It's literally the ideal analogy at every level. I've given it a lot of thought, bro.
Right,
but like,
good Vegeta says, stop trying to beat COD at what COD does best, and that's the point I was trying to make. Is you can't. We're like in this weird no man's land limbo right now with Halo, where they're like half committed to going after Call of Duty, but they're never going to be able to beat Call of Duty at Call of Duty. That's why they need to make this other game that will allow them to compete directly with Call of Duty. And don't bring up Titanfall, I swear. Don't you dare bring up Titanfall. There it is. Right there. Boom. Titanfall is the COD killer. Titanfall is untested. It's not even out yet. We know, like, we all think Titanfall is going to be good. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy Titanfall for sure. But it's not like there's no room for two games to exist in the same space, in the same genre. Like, competition brings out change and improvements. Like, without competition, that's why some of these games are starting to suck.
Yeah, it's true. So, do you think launching like your game, right, of like the UNSC Marines with their own special game? So basically, if you guys are just tuning in now, what Fries and I guess Defy have been thinking about is, just a game changer. And what they wanted to do was, you have the Master Chief here at all times, and you always kind of have the Marines kind of in their own little fucking world doing whatever. So you have two separate games. And it's almost at the point now where, I love fucking longevity. Didn't you love the fucking longevity that Halo 3 had? 3 fucking years. Halo 3 had 3 years, like, on the competitive, like, from season 1.
And the ranking system wasn't even that good.
Yeah, but season 1 to season 3 was like, what the shit? You know what I mean? Like, the strategies, the players were different, the league was different, like, everything was amazing. Now, I don't know if longevity's ever going to stick around again. Because, like, Call of Duty releases a game every year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that may be a thing of the past. What do you think?
Having people stick to a game for
like 3 years.
Over the course of like 3 years? Yeah, I mean, what I was proposing would definitely also help with that. You know what I mean? You get
that's
relief
exactly what I was
from
thinking.
The 3 year. I mean, you can't. I think I agree with whoever that is in the chat that said at least releasing Halo annually would be stupid.
Dumb.
Because, I mean, more than anything, I guess, it's still like a story. Like, people.
Let me hear it. Come on.
People are attached to the story of the Master Chief.
Yeah.
You can't just like start throwing these sequels out like popcorn. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be substance there. That's why people love Halo, because it's not Call of Duty. It's not what we're doing in Iraq or whatever. Like,
Afghanistan.
It's not
Syria.
Real life. It's an escape. Yeah.
Exactly
so
what it is.
That's another point that's going to be on the side of this UNSC game is the moms and dads of the world are going to be like a little bit less put off by the real, like it's not going to be as real. You know what I mean? You could throw these. What I was thinking was you would do basically like the Infinity. So you would have these people fighting because you wouldn't have anybody to fight against.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be fighting against the Covenant because that wouldn't make sense because they're stronger than normal human soldiers. So you would have to have the soldiers fighting against each other in training on the Infinity.
What would you even...
And they wouldn't even have to... There wouldn't be any blood. There'd be no, like, violence at all. You'd just be, like, shooting at other people.
Well, what if you... What if you actually brought it back and you dialed it way, way back in, like, the first initial, like, Covenant landing? You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, fuck. And then you jump on board with Sergeant Big Cock, who's known for his huge cock, and he's just whipping it around, and he has his battalion, and you're following him around. You know what I mean? And it's like his story. Like,
right. You could do that. I'm saying for the multiplayer.
Oh, for the multiplayer. So it's just Marines on Marines. Yeah, obviously. I think that's the best thing you could do. But now, let me ask you this. What... Do you have weapons on map?
Don't have to.
Don't have to have weapons on map?
You could do whatever the heck, whatever they want to do. Any kind of gimmicky, crazy
bullshit.
If the guy wants to pull weapons out of his ass, I'm fine with it. Put it in that game.
Okay.
Just make Halo the rightful successor of Halo 3. That's what I want. I want the next game after Halo 3.
So, basically, what he is saying is we refer back to the traditional Halo formula, and then all of their crazy ideas with, like...
One more time for everybody. Not proposing that Halo Xbox One is UNSC Marines fighting each other.
Yeah.
Halo Xbox One. Completely separate from
UNSC
game. 2 separate games. They will be shipping 2 titles.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, what he's proposing is that you have Halo, and we go back to our formula, right? Traditional shit. Successor of Halo 3.
No sprint. Ranking systems. D-scope.
All that shit. Then, you take your other game that releases next year, right? Because Halo should fucking live for... Halo really should live for a good 2-3 years, I think, man. That's when competition gets the best. And then you release this game. It's called UNSC. And you put all your gimmick bullshit in there. You put a thruster pack in there. You put your bubble shields in there. You remember the fucking bubble shield?
Hated it. But remember it.
Ugh.
Remember getting screwed out of so many perfections in social because of that. You gotta go into the bubble, and all of a sudden somebody throws a spike grenade or something in there, or 8 grenades. They walk out, you walk in.
I
you
hated
die.
That fucking thing. Yeah, it was awful. What is the reasoning for this suggestion, Joe? QDs. The Quinn de la Hoya.
Because...
He's eating slices of mango. He's a classy broad. Classy vegan.
Number one, it's going to generate a ton more money. Just
it's going to make a lot more money.
Well,
depending on what all the overhead is, but I don't think you even have to worry about too much of a storyline or anything. But it's really like, it's in like the buffer zone, right? So it's like Halo whatever comes out, and then it's like, okay, let's leave this game out here for 2-3 years. And then in that time, you just, I don't know how it works, but you just throw some resources to this game. So now go.
Right. So now you have a game that can directly compete with Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, on Xbox platform.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be Xbox exclusive. It's going to be another reason for people to buy an Xbox. All sorts of crazy, like, intangible things come into play with it. But, I mean, at the core, it's really just a way to take on Call of Duty because I don't know if I'm right or not when I say this, but it seems like they're trying to take on Call of Duty. And I think I've heard from a few people that they are. and it's not working. I mean, objectively looking at the numbers, it's just not working. So there's another way to do it, and that way is to put out a game that competes with them, and then bring back the game that everybody loved for so long, and use the formula that worked. It worked. The numbers are there. Like it just worked.
I think the main thing this is your idea, and I've only had when did we start, like 7:10, 7:15?
I'm not saying that you chase Call of Duty. You can put out a game. I don't think Call of Duty is a good game. I think Call of Duty sucks. You can put out a game
debatable
that's better than Call of Duty right away. Just by making it in the Halo world. If you had a choice between playing Call of Duty or playing a game that's exactly the same as Call of Duty but in the Halo universe, which game are you gonna play?
Well, you're fucking twisting my arm, you jackass. Obviously, I'd do the Halo universe.
No, I mean, but it's just more compelling.
It is.
There's more of a reason to play it. It's not like you're. I don't know. When I think of playing Call of Duty, it just reminds me of all the bad shit that's going on in the world. Like, I just think about, oh, this is really happening to people in Syria right now, or in Afghanistan.
Like every time, I
this
drop
is somebody's life.
It's funny you actually say that, because I made it wasn't a joke, but it was like I was sitting there and I called in like a hellstorm, right? And it fucking comes down out of the sky and there's like fucking 7 people and I just fucking annihilate all of them, right? And I'm like, fuck, dude, like this is fucking Syria right now. You know what I mean? Like, I get exactly what you're saying. It's not like an escape. And that's but also, dude, the demographic that we're fucking dealing with doesn't even know what's going on. They probably still think we're in fucking Russia. Actually, they don't even know about Russia.
But those kids aren't the kids that are buying the game.
It's true.
Their parents are buying the game for them when they're that young.
It's true.
And if their parents have to choose between the violent, disgusting game where you can come up behind somebody and slit their throat, they're not buying that one for their kid. They're going to buy the pretend shooter that the multiplayer takes place in a spaceship where they're shooting at clones of each other.
That's true. But, like with the Marines, like, you could do a lot. You could almost even... you could
anything.
Listen to this. You could almost take this game, right, and release it onto the Xbox Live Marketplace, right? And almost like basically an arcade game, okay? But like an indie game, I guess, not an arcade game. And you release it for like 400 MSRP. And you can do like the skins and all that bullshit, or buy your different characters from the storylines of all past Halos. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you want to be Sergeant... Fuck, I forget all their names.
Johnson?
Yeah.
Sergeant Johnson.
Yeah, Sergeant Johnson. You want to be him? There you go. What do you want? Halo 1 armor? You want Halo 2? You want Halo 3? Here, $5. Throw it down there, right? You don't need a multiplayer. You just have you don't need a campaign. You just have the multiplayer. And it gives them something to play. You know what I mean? I get exactly what you're saying.
You could make a Halo MOBA.
Stop.
And I'd probably play that too.
Stop it. Stop
Fucking
it.
Quinn.
Stop with the Halo MOBAs, man. It'd be cool. I mean, I'd play it. But then it's just kind of like fucked up, because then the Marines, it'd be like one team would be human and the other team would be like the Covenant, and then your minions would be Marines. I don't know how. You know what I mean? It's like, up. Yeah, and the Marines come in, like, imagine being in the military and you're like, oh yeah, the fucking Marines are in this game, and you're just the expendable little unit. Like, fuck, that would suck. That would suck. I don't know. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't know. I personally think it could work. I don't know how well it would do versus COD or anything, but if you took COD and then you threw shit in there like what they have, and instead of having perks like kill streaks and stuff, you took like the ordnance idea they have and you give it rhythm, and so it's like 4 kills you get to call down like a
saw,
a saw or like a
turret.
Speed boost. No. You take every weapon we have and just throw it in there as a loadout. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Well, you could do that, or you could just do kill streaks. You could bring in a Pelican instead of an AC-130. You could bring everything. That's what I'm saying. Well, everything's there. It's brain dead. All you have to do is like throw up the ingredients onto a table, and you could.
Yes and no, though. So is the thing, because like if you're sitting there if I'm sitting there, I want it to be similar to Halo. So, like, give me 7 kills and my 7 kill streak. Let me have the ability of calling down an active camo. Let me call down that fucking camo in this world so I can grab this camo and run around and beat This is for the UNSC. This isn't for Master Chiefs, guys. Fucking relax, everyone. You guys.
Can we get part of the graphic on there? Like, we're not talking about Xbox One.
Yeah.
Different game idea.
Different game idea. This is new. So anyone in here, just someone of the moderators, Frosty, George, it's on you guys. Love you. George Braun, Frosty, HP, they're great people. If they're in your chat, mod them moving forward. Like, have it so my 4 kills, right? I have my 4 kill streak. Let me drop down, like, a weapon, right? Or like a speed boost or a damage increase or something like that. Obviously, the damage increase would be insane. But give it, like, a time. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it wears out. Then, 7 kill streaks. Let me call down a power weapon. Or a power-up, rather. Let me call down this fucking overshield. And let me fucking destroy. You know what I mean? Like, you have COD. Like, I'm picturing COD right now. And instead of getting the stealth chopper, I'm getting
body armor.
I'm getting an overshield. So instead of dying in one hit, I get to go in there and I can take down their whole fucking team by myself.
It'd actually be like it'd be like a syringe full of, like, angel dust or something.
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with real people here, so it'd have to be like some PCP or something.
Yeah.
No, I forgot it's fake in the Infinity, so you could do whatever you want. I don't know. Overshield sounds fine. Sounds better than drugs.
Yeah. Hey, let's have these kids call down DMT and fucking trip balls. It's like their Promethean vision.
The screen starts melting.
It's like their fucking Promethean vision. Oh, God. I don't know, man. It'd be interesting. I think, or, you know, even with the kill streaks, too, and I know Quinn's, like, so tired of hearing this, but, like, even with, like, the kill streaks, too, like, have me call down, like, a thruster pack. Have me call down, like, have Sprint and Nate, obviously. Have me call down a fucking, a shield. You know what I mean? Like, done, moving forward. You know what I mean? I don't know. It'd be cool. I think it could challenge it. I don't know if it would fucking take it down.
Quinn says it needs to do something that COD doesn't do.
There's a lot that COD doesn't do that Halo has, but we stepped kind of away from it. Like, power-ups were huge.
That's why we have Halo.
Yeah, power-ups are huge. You know what I mean? Like, power-ups really changed everything. And guys, be nice to him in the chat. Obviously, Quinn's a fucking saint. He's a great guy who's done.
He gave you Halo 4 Turbo.
Yeah, he fucking did. Yeah, you pointed at me like fucking bad guy. He's done a lot, like a metric fuck ton, if you will. So don't fucking. In fact, anyone who gives him shit, just time him out. Thank you. But like, yeah, tee him up. But so like the big thing about it is like. What COD doesn't have, like, Halo used to have. Like, we used to have the active camos. Like, they don't have that. They didn't have the ability of grabbing weapons on the map. They didn't have to worry about that. Everything they had, they spawned with. Like, they'll never have that. They will never adopt that in a million years, and that's what Halo's had.
What you can do is bring the armor abilities. The hell's wrong with bringing the armor abilities? Like, bring in thruster pack. COD doesn't have a thruster pack. Bring in the jetpack. Make it like a... Let's see. You're not going to make it a jetpack. You're going to make it almost like a thruster pack that goes straight up in the air. Like a short burst.
How about what if you can direct it? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, but it would go up in the air. The thruster pack would be like a... Because it would be hard with your fingers to figure that all out. So you would have like... The thruster pack that's on the ground that goes left, right, forward, back, you know what I mean? Like the Halo 4 thruster pack. And then you would have a jetpack that is like the Halo 4. It has a time, you know, like you go up in the air slowly. You don't get like launched off the ground.
Okay, I'm with it.
You go up in the air slowly and kind of like hover for a second maybe. But you can't like Halo 4 like jetpack joyride across the screen.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying. I get it. And it makes sense. I don't know. I think I kind of like now that I've thought about it for like the past like 2 hours. I really like the Marines versus Marines.
Hologram. Throwing holograms at people. What are the other? Well, yeah. What are the other armor abilities? Not Promethean. I mean, you can bring in Promethean vision if you want. You bring whatever you want. All the things that I don't care for. Just put them all.
All the gimmicks.
Game.
Right.
And I
Marines
would play. You want to know the best part is I would play that game. I would buy that game because it would be fun. I used to love playing COD, but COD's sucky. I don't like playing COD anymore. I used to love going into free-for-alls and just annihilating people because they're bad. They're not good at shooter games. All you have to do is hit people in the knees and they die. And I'm pretty good at shooting people in video games, so it was easy for me.
And the mechanical god.
I am a mechanical god, some say.
You're a mechanical.
And the fact that it's easy makes it fun.
Oh fuck. All right, buddy. Well, before it gets stale, we've been chatting for a bit. Let's wrap her out. Give you your shout outs.